And we're on.
Oh my god.
Yeah, baby.
I've missed you guys so much.
Oh my gosh.
I forgot how to pod.
It's
It's really not that fucking hard.
It's not, but you've been away for like
6
damn near
months?
what, 2 months?
Do you guys
Shit, yeah. Now I'm thinking about it because I
I'd like
Does
to
anybody
introduce you guys to
recognize
Brittany.
Brittany's face or
her laugh?
voice?
I walked in, everybody's like, "Who's that?"
We have
Yeah,
a
this
special guest tonight.
Right?
It's your part-time lover, your part-time pod bay.
It
Big
has
Ferg
been
in
a
the
while
building.
though, but
It's good that you're back because we're obviously down a member.
yeah.
I know.
It'd have just been the three of you.
We're dropping like flies.
Missing April.
Hey guys.
Well,
Hi, April.
it's 2022. It's a new year,
Thank God.
new season. This is like technically season 3.
It
I'm just
is.
going by the years.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, for sure.
that was
Since
my
we
plan.
started
Yeah.
off early 2021.
yeah.
Which is
2020.
insane.
2020, girl.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I
We
meant.
was deep into 2020.
We was at the beginnings of the pandemics.
Season
It was prior
3.
to.
Y'all remember
Oh, yeah. I
trying
mean,
to
semi.
Zoom, think it was doing something?
Girl. Remember we started the podcast before the pandemic really blew up, and we were like, remember we were joking who asked Lilo if she wanted to go to China
Me.
on a free
now.
she was like,
All
if you were
expenses paid.
offered a free vacation, all expenses paid to China, would you go? And Lilo was like,
Hell
duh.
yeah.
We were like, girl, do you know what's happening in China right now?
Oh no.
And then we found out.
This is why
And
I
that
need
shit
you
came
guys.
barreling towards
Lord.
the rest of the world.
I feel like we were maybe together like a month and a half, and then we're like, we gotta go virtual because we're gonna die. So
Was it just a month and a half? Because I'm pretty sure.
I think it was longer than that.
Yeah.
We didn't
was
go
like-
virtual until April got sick. I'm pretty sure.
in July, April didn't get sick until July.
I was sick before.
Or maybe that was last
before it
year.
was
Shit,
here.
all my years were running in together. I don't even remember.
You had the OG corona.
Yeah.
Bitch, I told you.
I am the OG.
You are definitely the OG COVID-19.
Right.
In this
I couldn't
group.
even
The
talk.
At
original
least.
I couldn't
strain.
even laugh without
Yes. Yes. And I kept saying, I'm like, girl.
I
And
think
I remember
didn't
we were
throw
all
that episode
joking.
away. We literally
We
had
had
to throw
to because she
the audio away. It
was
so
coughing
terrible.
so much. And I'm like,
I would just be
okay,
like
like you're
my eyes were just welling up,
Bulging out.
just trying to hold it in.
I was like, okay, maybe you don't have COVID. But I'm like, bitch, you need a breathing treatment. Like something was going on with your lungs. But
Yeah.
that was even because you guys got sick in December.
And we've come full circle.
Right.
Circle. I'm gonna tell you what, I don't think my lungs have recovered from me having COVID. Like something's wrong.
Really?
With my
It's a
lungs.
disease.
Yeah, I
So-
think something.
What-
I'm
what-
like, because I'm
what's the
still
issue?
coughing.
Mm.
I'm still coughing.
Well,
And
they
I had it in
say that
November.
some people have lasting, symptoms, or not symptoms, but effects, I guess, consequences. I don't know.
Loss of taste and
Consequences.
smell.
Yeah,
I never
some
did
people-
that. Never did that, but the cough has been.
Maybe it's
Still
just
here.
your smoker's cough.
It might be if I had ever smoked. Besides
your
the
life.
one time I tried cigarettes under a bridge. That's pretty much it.
Under a bridge.
I'm glad
I
you
was
were under
like
a bridge
9.
to
I was
get
gonna
the-
guess
the full
13.
effect.
The full effect, yeah. Like I definitely stole them. It was like met my friend Alicia. Meet me under the bridge. I got the cigs.
Meet me under the
And then we like
bridge.
took our bikes
Of
and we
course
started
you stole
smoking.
them.
We started smoking and we're like, peh, peh.
Wait, did you
This is
also steal a
terrible.
lighter? How did you
Yeah,
light them?
we came together. We were a little,
little badass
we were little
duo.
hood rats trying to do hood rat things with my friends. And I met her under the bridge in Piqua. And we were like, yeah, let's light it up. Like,
What?
we were like, peh, 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 peh. Like, this is nasty. We're never doing it again. And then rode our bikes off.
Cigarettes are disgusting.
They are so disgusting.
True. Yeah. I tried
Yeah.
one like the other day and I was like, why the fuck did I ever start smoking in the first place? But I'm glad that's no longer a part of my life.
Good job.
It doesn't have the grips on me anymore.
Good job.
It used to be when I would get fucked up.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I want to smoke a cigarette.
Yeah.
And now I just get fucked up.
No cigarette needed.
That's
I
gross.
did try a cigarette in college. I was having a really shitty night. I lost my I was about to
Blackberry?
say blackberry
That too. All the berries.
in the club because I was dropping it like it was
no.
hot. And my I was about to say blueberry again. My blackberry fell out of my little Daisy Duke shorts. Didn't find
Damn.
it.
Daisy
Because there were
Duke
minimal
shorts.
materials to be
Right.
held
The
into.
The pocket,
Because
the
the
pocket
pockets-
was not substantial
Which
enough
was
to hold that
just
big ass
shallow.
blackberry. And I was just distraught, crying, drunk as all hell. And I asked somebody who I saw smoking for a cigarette. They gave me one, and I was like, took one puff, and was like, no, not my thing.
Did you throw it away in front of the person that gave it to you?
I think they probably kept walking.
No, it was a stranger.
Oh my god,
Just
that's
a
funny.
random.
But just like that, just randomly start picking it up because you're in the middle of a tarot
Existential
night
crisis.
She's like, I heard this
Well,
works.
It just
It's just
it
not
seemed
what
right.
I would think that.
It seemed right at the moment. I was like, I'm in a stressful moment. You know, I felt like I think I connected like smoking cigs with the relieving stress. Like it was a, you know,
That's what the media portrays it to be. Like,
yeah. So I was
also
like,
beer.
It makes sense.
Like, yeah, I'm gonna crack a cold one after this long hard day.
yeah.
And I'm like, but why? Beer is disgusting.
I mean, you can crack anything after a long day.
Me and Lilo are like,
okay.
actually,
I'm still
beer
the only
is
one.
Quite
It's
good.
fine. It's fine. I'm
Clearly,
the only
it's not
one.
disgusting to everybody if they have non-alcoholic beer and people still buy it.
I don't think
True.
Brittany should be commenting on the taste of alcohol.
I'm
Period,
probably
yes.
the
He
last person
doesn't
that
drink.
should, but I'm gonna have an opinion. I'm gonna state it.
Oh,
So
what are you
here we
drinking tonight, Brittany?
Fruit punch.
Lemonade.
Fruit punch.
Fruit punch.
But
But what are y'all drinking? Because I only see one bottle of wine, and this I gotta say is a terrible and disappointing way to come back to wine night with only one fucking bottle.
Well, I'm drinking coffee
Okay.
because
You're 40.
um,
That's
New Year,
why.
New Year.
I'm 40. Well, you know, I just wanted to go through a little alcohol detox from alcohol.
Okay.
I was feeling very poisoned,
Mm-hmm.
you know, so my body was just. Ugh.
Just like after the holiday season, just
Yeah, I mean the
did a little
the
too
holidays had a
indulgent,
lot
too
to
much.
do with it. I mean, I was definitely drinking every day, like even if it was just one drink, but it usually wasn't just one drink. So sometimes, like every now and then, I just like to kind of challenge myself, like, can I go 30 days without drinking, or do I have a problem? Like it's kind of like a test, you know, to see if like
So I'm gonna be
am I on the
just-
brink of alcoholism?
So just
or-
the 2
Right.
weeks. The 2 weeks at the end, actually the month of basically November and then into December, it's just like I'm going to be a straight alcoholic. And it's just like, no, I'm not. And then
Right.
come to January and be like, well, maybe I am. I don't know.
right, like it could go either way.
There
So-
was somebody else. My boss actually was trying to do a dry January, and I like dropped some news on her or whatever. She's like, I'm going to be honest. I almost went home and drank. And I was like, well, the last thing I want to do is cause anybody's alcoholism. So please don't put that on me.
Right.
I'm sorry for that news.
So
But
sad.
yeah, so New Year, I'm not like the biggest fan of New Year's resolutions, but does any of you, because I think they kind of just like, for me at least, I think I set myself up for failure.
Yeah.
But do any of you have any that you'd like to share?
Well, mine is the same as it is every year.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, God,
Stop.
what is it?
I think you've said it twice on this show so far.
Well, yes.
We've gone through 2 New Years and they
Be healthier. I
Yep.
mean, I really,
That's an ongoing. You can ongoing.
Yeah.
I want to be healthier. It's a continuous improvement.
Yeah.
And I
You can
do
refresh your
have
promise.
a juice cleanse sitting in my freezer right now.
Oh, gosh.
7-day juice cleanse, bitches. And I'm going to start Monday. No alcohol.
So all you're doing is juice, no food, no solid
If
food.
you get hungry, then you eat a veggie or a fruit.
okay.
That'll be good.
7 days you can do that. That'll be fine.
I want to like have a journal of like my struggles and like maybe
Record your
Khalid
thoughts.
comments on
Oh my
like,
God.
she's a
Recording
You need to
crazy
do.
bitch.
You need to do like video.
a vlog.
Yeah.
A vlog would be really interesting.
That'd be
Journals are
hilarious.
so-
And
Whoa.
uh-oh.
There's a commotion upstairs. Anybody
Cozy.
else?
I honestly, I didn't even like have the mental capacity to even thinking of a resolution. Like,
Right.
I was just like, fuck this shit. Let's
Just trying to survive.
see what
next day.
happens. Like,
Yeah.
all right.
How many times have you guys been asked this year
Just have Loch
what your
Ness
New
walking
Year's
around.
resolution is?
I haven't been asked at all.
I don't think
Well,
I've been
until
asked at
now.
all.
I think this is the first conversation I've had about New Year's resolutions.
And I think that's because we're not hanging out. We hadn't hung out in a while.
Yeah.
And really the only people that you really talk to about these kind of things. I mean, I don't tell my parents about my New Year's resolutions.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't usually ask them about
I feel
theirs.
like people
and
could ask at work.
I don't go to work.
Ah,
Yes.
I'll take that
That
back.
explains
This
it.
isn't the first time because my boss did ask like on earlier this week's call
like
meeting,
an
whatever.
icebreaker.
Yeah, so anybody have any good New Year's resolutions? And I was just like, I told him about the cleanse. Ugh, I've never done a cleanse.
It'll be fine.
Really?
No.
You'll love it.
Not me either.
I don't know if you'll love it, but it will
Is
make
it-
you feel a little better.
I did keto
Does
for
it just
like
make you
a
poop
week.
a lot?
I don't know. I've heard that, but then the website said it won't. So we'll see. I'll
Wait,
let y'all
didn't
know.
you try
Punch?
Whoa.
no,
getting
the where you
fisted?
go and you suck it all out? What's
Oh,
it called?
colonic.
Yes.
Yeah, I have had a colonic, and I think
Did
it's
you,
a little bit too
did you
intense.
lose weight with that?
No, because
What is-
for me, like it always goes in, and I don't think I can handle it long enough to complete the process because they shoot like really warm water
Oh, God.
into your asshole and like dissolve the shit.
Yeah.
And then they pull it out, and then
Yeah.
they go back in, and then they pull it out, and the idea is to get further and further into your intestine to actually clean them out
Yuck.
significantly. But the first flush, I'm like, I gotta get out, and they don't put it back in, or maybe I just
so you
was
only
like,
get a
I
little
gotta
bit
go.
up weight. You only get a little bit into your colon.
Yeah, and I think like so.
Wait,
I've done
you
it a
have to
couple
get up. Like,
times.
so they have you laying down.
You're laying down, your knees are bent.
Oh
so
God.
looking
you're
at
on
the
your
ceiling.
back?
Yep. And then they like put some lube on the
Oh,
tube.
God.
It's like a a tube that's kind of like
Whoa, it's that big,
oh come on,
bro.
That's
That's
big.
big to
An
go into your
inch?
asshole.
an inch
That's like a $50.
diameter.
Okay, an inch is like this.
Okay,
this.
yeah, that is.
Yeah, that would be
Maybe
it. It has to be.
my
It
hand
has to be
is-
a nice tube.
It has to. Okay, so the water pressure has to like flow through significantly,
yeah.
you know, and it's supposed to be like two in and out. And they keep like flushing it, right? And you can see this shit going by in
Oh,
this little
God.
window.
I'd be like,
No.
It's kind of fun.
Ew.
But I haven't done it in years. I would definitely do it again. Clid actually just mentioned it to me this week, so I might go.
Why did Clid mention it to you?
I was constipated.
He's like, it's time for another colonic.
Oh God.
He's like, "Did you poop today?" I'm like, "Can you get out of my business?" As he like brings me my
Well,
coffee in the morning.
y'all are all super comfortable pooping in front of dudes. This is why they know your business. Because
I mean, I would
poop
like
in
to
front
have
of
somebody
them.
looking out for
Not
my
I.
bowels.
Yeah. That's
Sometimes
love.
I'm just like, okay, I don't have to go to the bathroom, and I keep it moving. Somebody's like, "You haven't pooped in like days."
I'm like, oh, I haven't noticed.
the fact that,
It's really
Somebody
funny that your
knows,
partner
like,
would know
yeah.
that.
but like, I feel like that's the part of domestication. I guess is that they literally know.
I mean, I guess when you're
everything.
living together.
Yeah. Like the 2 times I've lived with somebody, like they drop deuces like on a regular
Very
schmegular
consistent.
schedule. I was
Yep.
just like, at this point I'm envious because I would love to
Yeah.
be like, all right,
Regular
um,
AF.
It's that time.
6 to 6:30. I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm like they had it built into their schedule. I'm
Yeah.
like, how?
I am not consistent at all, and it's very frustrating because
would
like
love
one
to
day it
be.
could be in the morning, one day it could be at night, one day it could be you don't feel it, but then you take a nice shower and you're clean as fuck, and then you have to shit, and
Yeah.
that is
Exactly.
the worst.
I hate that.
Yeah,
That's the
It's the
worst.
most
Like, how
frustrating.
dare
thing.
you?
It's like I was so clean, and then like, or it could be you take your first sip of coffee or take the first sip of that beer, and it was like, boop, boop.
And then you just feel your
Hello.
big booty clench.
Hello.
Like, oops,
I'm here. We talk about shit a lot on this show.
Yeah,
it's
fun.
disturbing. honestly.
Okay. Alana, do you have a fine wine fact for us?
I do, but for some reason, I feel like I've said this one before.
Try it.
Do you guys
See
know
what
why
happens.
you store wine laying down?
I don't think you've said that.
I don't know. if
Like
I
horizontally,
remember.
bottles.
Yeah.
Do I
Don't know about that one.
know? I don't know that.
That's a new one.
The sediments.
Didn't we fail your fine wine pop quiz?
I don't know. It wasn't like
the
for
end of the
points
year?
or scores. Just kind of testing your
We definitely
knowledge.
failed it.
Never would be.
So if the bottle is standing up, the cork could dry out and dwindle and possibly drop into the wine bottle. So you have to keep it
The
moist.
cork could just disintegrate. Like
It just like because cork is what
wood, I guess.
like a plant, like it grows cork, right?
Cork plant.
Cork.
I have no.
I'm just gonna keep saying
idea.
cork until somebody
Quark.
Googles it. Yeah.
Where's
So
April when we need her?
get all crusty.
Right. She's our
Okay.
fact checker.
So laying the bottle down means that a little bit of that wine is touching the cork, and therefore keeping the entire cork
Moist.
from disintegrating.
Please stop saying
Interesting.
moist. Jesus Christ.
That's
Who is
weird.
it you that has a problem with that word, or who has a problem with the word moist?
Definitely me.
One of y'all.
It's a very strange.
I have a
weird.
problem with the word chunk.
Chunk.
Because it
Blow
makes me
chunks.
feel. No, it makes me feel like, or think
Vomiting?
automatically of a chunk of flesh.
Ew.
I know.
Why?
I don't know.
Don't
That's
you
why I
also
just
have a
can't.
problem with the word pussy?
That's
A little
mean.
bit. I'm trying
Bro.
to.
I hate it.
Don't give it power over you.
Right. Take it back.
Don't
Take
give
back
the
your pussy
P word power over you.
Okay, thank you for that lovely fact.
You're welcome.
So, oh my gosh, I haven't seen you on forever. I have so many things. I'm sure you guys have also so many things to talk about. So I don't know where you want to start.
Lilo
God.
has something.
Oh.
Okay. Purdue.
I was like,
You'll
all
do-
right.
We could do like a round. We can do a round robin if you want. Like we can each take a topic that we have if you have one. But I,
Sure,
you
sure,
know,
right.
I got a lot going on over here, and I'm not trying to monopolize.
Okay.
Go for it. Lana?
So I saw yesterday on the IGs that Finland is introducing a 4-day work week
I saw that too.
and a
So
6-hour
jealous.
day.
A 6-hour workday.
Yeah. And
4
this is
days a
a
week.
this is a plan that's drawn up by their 34-year-old female prime minister.
Mm-hmm. She know what it is.
Listen, I
knows
think
what it
that
is.
this speaks to our need to reevaluate age in politics. Okay,
yeah.
because these old ass motherfuckers that continue to become presidents and senators and Congress and be on the Supreme Court until they fucking die.
Yep.
We need to rethink that shit.
Yeah, they don't
Because we need to
understand
get
our
younger-
struggle.
We need to get younger blood in offices.
Obama
city
was the youngest, right?
councils. I think he was the youngest.
Yeah.
Obama was the youngest?
Yeah.
My
I think he's
electricity bill
our
on the
youngest
fritz.
president.
I thought it was JFK.
Ooh.
We got to ask.
All right.
Serious?
Everybody
Ask
Somebody else?
Jeeves.
Who was the youngest president?
at the time of they took office.
Theodore Roosevelt.
Oh,
what?
shit.
That motherfucker was old.
Let's see.
You just
Carry
looked
on.
at it.
I'll take a look
Carry
at
on.
Teddy, but you go ahead.
Yeah, I think it just goes to show like we need younger people in offices. We need younger people like thinking about this kind
Absolutely.
of shit. But also, I don't know about the 6-day work week. I mean, but a
Hold on,
4-day
6-day work
Oh,
week?
sorry. Or
6
6
hour.
hour.
Hou-
6
okay.
hour.
hour
Okay, okay.
work
Okay.
day. I'm totally down for a 4-day work week.
I want to do the
Honestly,
minimum.
We're not.
a
I mean,
6-hour workday probably makes sense. Like, I don't know that I really need to be at work for 8 hours every day. Like, I could if I'm like really focused,
a lot of times you don't.
I can wrap some shit up by like
Yeah.
3.
But how many hours do you think that you spend out of focus during your workday? Would you say
Oh,
at
so
least
many.
2?
Yes.
So 6 hours. I can focus. I will give you guys 6
Yeah.
hours of focus
Yeah.
because I would love to get off work at 3?
Yeah.
I was watching, I think it's called Explained. It's talking about like, well, this one was talking about the human brain and like how your brain is not able to focus on something for longer than 90 minutes anyway,
Mm-hmm.
which is why you're supposed to like
give yourself a break. and
have
stuff.
breaks
Yeah.
regularly. Because like once you hit 90 minutes, you're like, duh.
I've also read that it takes your brain about 20 minutes to actually start to focus on something, whatever it is you have at hand. So the structure of a lot of like corporate jobs and stuff is very like disruptive because you're getting emails and calls and meetings like every 30 minutes. And it's like, I don't even have enough time to get into focusing
Yeah.
on any of my shit.
I gotta turn my shit off because I'll be like, oh, an email, ding, and then I'm down a rabbit
I get
hole.
distracted.
It's
You get
terrible.
excited about the email?
And
I'll be
don't let it
like-
be something. I'm like, oh, I gotta click on that. What happened? Like that's the worst. I'm like, that sounds like something.
Right.
I don't do.
Something that has a little red exclamation point.
Right. I'm like, what happened?
Yeah,
Give me all the
probably
tea.
in a 10-minute window, my mind can bounce between probably like 10 things that are going on. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, oh, because you see this email and you're like, oh, you're reminded, like, shit,
Yeah,
I gotta do
and you
that. Like,
start-
put that
so
on your
I-
to-do list, and then you go to this one, and then
I won't even start it. Like, I will literally go from one thing to a completely other thing and start doing it and be like, wait a minute.
What did
Wasn't I
supposed
just
to do
doing something else and
Mm-hmm.
didn't finish it? And I'll have all these like half emails and like half shits in my fucking like monitors. And I'm just like, bitch, you need to focus.
yeah.
I'm trying to get evaluated for adult ADHD.
Okay.
because I'm fucking convinced I have ADD, at least ADD, not the hyperactive part, because like I get social cues and understand that that's not like acceptable, but like the attention deficit part it's a problem. It is a problem.
I think I think a lot of people have some level
degree.
or form
Yeah.
degree of attention deficit disorder.
Yeah.
Like, just look at what we do in our free time. We're on our phones. We're scrolling through like tidbits of information. We don't spend
With
longer
the TV
than
on in the background or
60 seconds reading an
something.
article. We're like, fuck, this is too long. And then we go to the next. Like, we've probably all developed it with the advent of like increased technology use.
Yeah.
I'd have to agree with that, because I'm looking at back in my childhood, like I would be focused on a book for hours.
I could read a book for hours.
Hours. Like I blew through Harry Potter.
Same.
I believe
Like,
in
my
Harry
mom-
Potter,
I was
but
obsessed with books.
My mom had to like basically be in front of me to get my attention, because I was so focused on it. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, fast forward to now, I'm just like, I can't focus on shit to save my life. And I'm just
Right.
like, okay, so this is starting to be the issue is when it starts to be like a problem for like work or personal life, because I can't fucking finish what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like I'll be like, okay, text, and then 3 days later I'm like, oh, I forgot to text you back. It's so
Yeah.
Yeah, I do do
bad.
that. Yeah.
See, I just feel like, I don't know. I just chalk it up like, I'm probably not going to text you back in a timely manner. Like, I don't know if it's
Okay.
just being distracted or just like,
You don't care?
can't do it right now. I'm on overload. Like,
yeah.
What I
Which
had
I
to
think
start
is
doing is
fine.
not answering my texts, like leave them all in red. And then when I'm like, okay, I'm going to sit down and actually text back every single one, because if I keep doing it, I'm like, okay, what's this? And I'm like, oh yeah, I want to get
You
a
don't
pair
have
of
a
red
reminder
shoes.
there.
Oh wait, I got to pay a bill. Oh wait, and I'm down a
Well,
rabbit
at least
hole.
you
And
go
I'm like,
back and text back people.
I try to. Like 80% of the time.
How many
to.
unread messages do you have right now?
Definitely try.
Oh my.
I wish you could
Not a
set a
lot.
message back to unread, like how you can do email.
Yeah.
Yes.
mark
it says I have.
unread.
It says I have 7 unread messages.
Oh, I thought you were about
that's
to say
good.
70. I was like, get out.
No.
Yeah, I couldn't deal with 7 unread messages.
Me neither.
I could not. Yeah, just
I couldn't either. I hate to see those red bubbles. Hate to see it on my email. Hate to see it on my messages. Hate to see it on my calls. I'm like, get these out of here.
I don't know.
Lilo has 296 unread text messages.
Fuck you, Lilo.
It's 264.
But
Whatever.
But why?
Just go through and delete them at this point. Why keep
Why
them on
delete 'em?
unread?
I would have to delete the whole
Because
phone. How
that's
many
anxiety.
emails do you have?
That red
Delete the whole
emails.
phone.
It's just 33,900.
Stop.
Oh my god.
Why do you subscribe to everything?
I don't.
You need to unsubscribe.
I
She
haven't
hasn't
given my
checked the
email
email
out since I
since
was like 12.
2018.
So do you just have one email?
This email, that inbox is like a lot of email addresses.
Oh,
Like
okay.
my mom, I have one of my mom's email addresses in there.
Yeah, the app has a lot of email addresses.
Okay.
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah.
But
That,
but the app tells you total unread
Correct,
alerts. Okay,
correct.
but this is what I'm
but
saying.
also,
is
who
when you
checks their
see-
email?
Girl,
If
you
I-
gotta check
Everybody?
your email for shit. You got bills coming through that thing. You got.
No, I just have
I have-
calendar reminders.
Well, I get important emails. I don't know.
Oh.
I mean,
I mean, my emails aren't so much important for like, like actual importance, but I have like, cheap flight shit.
Oh yeah,
And
that's
just like
definitely.
things that I want to take a look at.
I definitely have that pushed them up to the top of the list, because I'm like, don't
Yeah, but
let
I
me
mean,
miss
like,
a cheap flight.
you guys-
y'all
I
get
don't
like y'all
think
get
that-
order confirmations.
Yeah,
Y'all
receipts.
get. Y'all. I mean, come on. What?
Lilo was looking at us like we're crazy. Okay,
Anyway,
girl.
I get-
Anyway,
I just
moving
think
on.
that's a
Moving
dated
on.
LinkedIn
concept.
notifications.
Email is a dated
Yes.
concept. How do you fucking communicate?
Obviously,
Not
I
me.
don't.
You're a
Like-
weirdo. But did you know, that's really funny that you said that, because so like I'm a privacy attorney, but I'm like focused globally, and we are having an issue in China. I guess it's customary not to check your email. Like they
I thought
don't
that was normal.
they get
Really?
email, but they don't check it. Like their primary way of communication in retail as well is text messaging.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So the company I work for is like, bro, we send in emails out, and these motherfuckers are just getting pissed at us because we're sending them information in the emails. They're not getting the emails. They're not checking it. They call, complain, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. So they're like, can we text these
So it's
people? So anyway,
cultural. Yeah.
but
That's
that's really
interesting.
funny. You're like, this is an outdated concept. And like culturally, they don't check emails.
Did they ever check emails?
I don't know if it's
Sure.
been an evolution towards that, but
It is.
currently they don't
people.
typically check
Think about the
emails.
humans that outside of work that send emails. It's typically like my dad sent me an email of a YouTube video that he wanted me to watch. Like it's a
Per
very
chain mail.
boomer ass concept. Like that's a boomer way to communicate.
Yeah, you're not gonna I'm not gonna email India any.
Right.
To be like, hey girl, what's up today?
But the thing is,
She'll see
Lilo,
it
if you miss
tomorrow.
that email from your dad, you're gonna talk to your dad eventually, and he's gonna be like, "Hey, did you get that email I sent?"
And I'll be like,
Some
Dad,
pla-
I told you, tell me to
sometimes-
check my email.
Right, but like sometimes a lot of places I'll get email from, like they ain't calling me to check to make sure I got an email. So like, I kind of have to check
That's
to
the
see
way
if I
they
got an email.
communicate.
You know what I mean? I don't know.
So,
Whatever.
anyways,
You're
6
funny.
hour workday.
Yeah, because I was
Back
like,
to the
wait.
topic.
Yeah. I was like, so what were we talking about?
What
Then
do we do
forgot.
here?
6-hour work days. I mean, we're not in the
I mean,
industrial.
We'll see what
time.
happens. I'll be interested to see if it actually happens.
It won't.
Even if it
Okay.
does,
Oh, here.
in US,
Okay,
yeah,
sorry.
there.
I was
What is
Not
it?
yet. Let's say
There.
not yet.
It's Sweden, right? Sweden.
Or Denmark, maybe?
It's gonna be
Which one?
Finland.
Oh,
Okay.
Finland.
All the
Yeah,
same.
we'll see if it happens there.
They might. They're pretty progressive over there.
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted to say
Next.
something. Getting back to your people be old. You know who I need? It needs an ex-
Oh God.
Oh my god, I can't talk.
She said.
Speaking of people,
she hasn't potted in a while, guys.
Brittany, get away from the microphone.
I can't breathe.
All right.
I've been talking all fucking day to people. Anyway, speaking of old people, it's me. Anyway, what I was gonna say is judges. Supreme Court judges need to get the fuck out after like 15 years. I don't think they should sit for life. But
Me
anyway,
neither.
next topic.
I agree with that.
Thank you, Brittany.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you for saying that.
Thank you for
Brittany.
coming to my TED Talk.
It's all what we're thinking. We're just not saying it.
Oh, fuck everybody. Fuck each and every one of you. It's fine.
What's she talking about, Indy?
As much as I've missed you.
Okay, so you know that oh my gosh, I have just so many things. So somebody sent to the group on IG like the article about the lady who sells farts in jars.
Oh God.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Okay, so tell me why there was a new article that said she actually went to the hospital. She was hospitalized due to quote unquote gas issues. She produced 97 jars of farts in 2 days.
Oh God.
In the hospital?
Jesus.
at home.
This bitch hustle everywhere.
Oh, right.
She's like, hold that.
She's
Hold
like,
it right there.
hospital, can you like hook me up because I can't lose this money.
No, she was saying okay. So this
Oh
was
my
a 90. This was
God.
a character from the 90 Day Fiance show. So anyway, some guy had told her he would pay money for her to fart in a jar, and she was like, okay, dope. So she started selling her jarred farts, and she said that she was just like chugging protein shakes and eating like black beans.
Oh.
Ew.
And she was like, started to feel like, she said she felt like pressure like in her chest. She thought she was having a heart attack.
Because it all just
So-
bubbled up. Like,
It's like,
She's like, oh, I've gone too far now.
Right.
so she was hospitalized, I guess, but she's made like over 200K with them farts.
She needs to remix. Do you guys remember that song called Jar of Hearts or something like that?
definitely not.
Jar of Farts.
Definitely
I'm about
not.
to write her a jingle.
A jingle.
Yeah.
Advertise that
Oh,
shit.
You
God.
definitely need a jingle for that to business.
No.
Thought that was funny.
Missed that one. Okay.
What would you guys do if you were stranded for 19 hours on a highway in a like wintry below freezing situation?
That shit's
19
nuts.
hours.
You know what though? I was honestly like prepared for that shit by my parents.
Thank
Like,
you, Lilo.
They definitely like you keep a blanket in your car. You keep you keep
Yeah, my
shit
parents
in
do
your
that.
My
car
mom is.
preparing
What
you
else
for
do
that
you
shit. Or you keep a car charger. You keep a first aid kit.
Wow.
Always
really?
need a
Really? A whole
flashlight.
list?
The flashlight.
a blanket. Did I say that already?
Mm-hmm.
You always need to have water and snacks. You know what I'm saying? And even for your pets, because what if one of the pets is in the car?
Right.
You know, I just think of this stuff all the time. It just comes off the top of my head, and I'm just
the top of the
always
dome.
ready.
You don't have a list. You're not reading off the list. That shit was insane. I mean, this is my thing. Is
I'm dying. Oh my god.
was it an accident and nobody could move,
Where
or
was
it
it?
was just literally too icy for people to drive? Like, what was
I
the
think Kentucky
actual?
got shut down for a while too.
What was the actual issue?
It just says an I-95 traffic jam. I'm assuming that it was snow related.
Yeah, and that's a mountainous. Is it a mountainous area?
I would
Like maybe they can't get to it. If there's that many cars stopped up, then they can't even get to it to clear it out.
That'd be terrible.
That shit would piss me the fuck off.
I know that happened in Atlanta, which like down there they don't like have salt trucks and stuff like we do, where people were stuck.
That would be insane.
But even if you had like, okay, I'm prepared for this. I have shit in my car. Like,
It would still be whack
yeah,
and dangerous. Like,
you
at
don't
the
want to
end of the
leave
day.
your car like idling for that long.
no. They
And
say
your
to,
battery will get drained.
Like, yeah,
Right.
they say to turn it off until you get so cold that you have to warm up
Yeah.
and just like preserve your gas like that because
See, I was also prepared for that because my mom didn't turn the heat on in the winter when I
Yeah.
was younger. So I just
Your
think I would
conditions.
survive.
you're a survivor.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's really insane. And then I saw related to that traffic jam, like Uber refunded a passenger like $700+ for
Oh,
their
no.
ride
Yes.
because they were
Oh
stuck.
my gosh.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being stuck in a
He
car?
got. I think he got charged and then got charged.
Also,
again.
bro,
Yes.
Uber, why are you charging me?
Yeah.
We know, like, just stop
The
the
driver's
meter,
probably
stop
like,
the
I don't
thing.
know what to do.
Right.
Do I stop it? Do I keep it going?
But how
true.
aggravating would it be to be stuck with an Uber driver, a
Yeah.
stranger?
That's
Yeah.
what. So
That would be so awkward.
on that note, there was something like a vlog that's out there. These Tinder date, like first date Tinderers, got tested positive for COVID together on their Tinder date or something stupid like that. So they had to quarantine together. And so like there's a vlog or something of the two like in their quarantine experience, which is based off of a first date. Which like I had all the questions like why wouldn't you go the fuck home?
Right.
Like
Just
why
each go
are
to your
you taking a
respective
COVID
homes
test
on
on
your
a
date.
date? Like I had all the questions and of course I didn't read the
Like, were they
article
traveling
because
on
like
the
you're
date?
focused. I didn't read it.
Oh.
So you go look for it, guys, and let me know what you think.
I have lots of questions about that one.
I wonder if they were just like, okay, we can meet up, but we would have to take like a rapid test, maybe.
They're so practical. That's but why? No.
But again, why would they have to quarantine together? My thought is they were
I still don't know that
somewhere-
part. Or maybe one of them lived by themselves.
maybe
and the
they had
other
a
had
business plan
roommates or
written out.
something.
Like maybe the one was like, I got a great idea for a vlog. I'm about to get hella money off of it. I'm about to write a book, come out with a movie
Right.
for
They
it.
just made
I
it
just
up.
need
Okay,
a
yeah, it's
sucker
just
to do
totally
this
made
shit
up.
with me. Yeah.
It could very well be. People love to do that shit nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
But I could not be stuck with somebody. I don't know if I could be stuck with somebody I just met. And
mean, it would
definitely
be
not like
hella
the
awkward.
fucking Uber driver.
Yeah.
Right, like-
in a car is worse.
You can't go.
You'd be
anywhere.
like, so Uber driver, do you got any snacks?
Right.
Do you have any water?
Do you have anything?
Oh my god,
Yeah.
that'd be terrible.
But if they did, you'd be like, 1,000,000 stars for this Uber driver. He kept us
Right?
alive.
You were prepared.
Saved our life.
Because how do you get food? Like, I have so many questions. Those poor people. Like, how do you eat? Nothing.
You
I
got your
don't even
kids
know.
with you.
I don't even know.
Oh, God.
I honestly don't even
Or
know.
your kids at home and you're coming back from a Tinder date.
or work.
You're gonna have to pay a babysitter $1,000 to
Right.
stay with your kids for the next 2 days. Like,
Oh, that'd be
just
terrible.
keep my tab running.
That would be terrible.
Damn.
So, did the weather just like eventually warm up and the cars were able to keep moving? That I mean, I just
So many
like I'm trying to like comprehend why the fuck everyone was so goddamn stuck.
Yeah, we gonna have to figure that out.
Anyway,
Mm-mm-mm.
yeah, crazy.
Gotta get to the bottom of it. What else y'all doing?
just watching her try to sneak
speaking of dates, Brittany isn't the only one getting refund requests for
oh my god, I saw
for
that one.
non-compatibility.
I was like, it's not just me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
People
I think
are
it was a
that
tweet,
petty.
a tweet or something with a screenshot of a request for $15 for non-compatible date. This girl was like, on the date, I told this guy, I just don't think it's like we've got a romantic connection, and he requested a refund for her grilled cheese. Like,
It was like $15 for a grilled cheese.
yeah,
They
it
must
must have
have
been a
went to
really
Melt.
good, yeah, that must have been
Right.
a fancy grilled
Must
cheese.
have been melt.
Yeah.
I haven't
Like
been there in
maybe
a long
some
time.
That sounds good. But
sourdough. And
people have some fucking audacity. Like,
People really be hurt and offended.
So hurt.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
so hurt.
like, I actually had a guy, like, I've only had one guy in my life tell me on a date to my face that he didn't feel like a romantic thing between us, and it was weird. I won't lie. Like,
It
I
was
felt
what?
it was weird. Like, I
Oh.
felt a little weird about it. I was
Would
like,
you rather be ghosted?
Or you could
no,
Or you can
I
just tell
just
me when we both go to our respective homes.
yeah, perhaps after,
Yeah,
completely
not
after it's done,
face
like
to
maybe
face,
not
like
like
via text.
during
Something, yeah.
we were
But, like,
having
what did you
lunch.
s-
like I still had to finish my food.
So
it was
that's
just kind of
fucking
like,
awkward.
Oh,
it doesn't
yeah.
have to be awkward. Like, okay, I'm not feeling romantic shit. Like, let's be each other's wingman. Like,
At
you see
least wait
anybody
until
you
the end of
interested
the
in?
date.
Just wait until you've like gone your separate ways. At least
it's
I don't
still,
get out
mean,
much, so I don't
it's-
know.
Lilo, it's like it's
If you
not
haven't
awkward.
even gotten
I'm
to
thinking
eating
of
your
I'm
food,
thinking of
if
It
you
was-
haven't
it
even
was
eaten your
weird.
food yet,
no.
It was
And I'm
weird. I
thinking-
think it
and
was
I'm-
like mid meal, and he was just, and we were talking, you know, asking the usual. It was a first date, asking the usual questions. I mean, it was a very informal lunch date. It wasn't like super romantic or anything, but you know, it was still a date. And he was just like, yeah, like, you know, you seem cool or whatever, but I'm just not getting like a romantic vibe. And I was just like, okay. And to me, it was like, I don't know, like, yeah, this isn't a romantic situation, really. Like, we're on a fucking lunch date. Like, we haven't had an opportunity to even kind of like create a romantic connection, really. But I mean, I guess like if you can tell based off the answers to your question, my answers to your questions, like, it was just kind of odd.
yeah, maybe
It's
and
odd to
yeah.
say that in during the date because it's just
Yeah.
like, okay, well, I'm gonna eat the rest of
Right,
my
I'm gonna keep
meal
enjoying
and
myself.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
But I totally understand, like, after the date's over to just, because that person will probably keep texting you and ask you out again, you know, and
Exactly.
you're just like, hey, I just don't see it going in that direction. And I think that's definitely an appropriate time
Yeah.
to say that. And never would I ever request a refund. And I just think that's so fucking rude.
What did
It's so
you call
rude.
it? The sandwich of letdown.
oh yeah, like the bad news sandwich or whatever.
Yes.
Great. But
You were really fun.
okay.
However,
Positive,
There's
negative,
three-
positive.
I
Yes,
hope you
that's
have a good
basically
life.
Yeah.
I wish you the best.
Good luck when you're in endeavors. Yes, that's how you let people down
See, and
nicely.
people are gonna hear that. Don't break up sandwich me, or whatever it's called. Like,
It's called the letdown sandwich.
don't
It
let
is,
down sandwich
yes.
me.
That's the best way to do it, though.
But then it's practice. It's not real. Just
No,
Practice
but it
for
might
who,
be real. I mean,
though?
you might have liked something about that person. Like, you might have had a great conversation with them, but you just don't find a romantic anything.
Yeah, just like, hey, had a good time. Unfortunately, no.
You're not fun.
But
so-
have
Have a good life.
a good life. Buenas noches.
Okay. Have a beautiful time.
Gosh, I've
That's
really.
it.
I'm trying to think. I've really only had to do that once, like straight out, flat out, tell somebody like, this is not gonna work. Any other time, it's kind of just died out naturally, you know, organically. It's just like fizzled. And
Yeah.
but yeah, there was one guy who's very persistent, and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? This is never gonna happen. Leave me the fuck alone."
Yeah, I mean, if
Psycho.
I have to tell you more than like once, maybe twice, so you get it through your head, like now you're a stalker a little bit. Like I've made it very clear that I don't want this attention in my
Yeah.
life.
Well, the date was actually
So-
horrible, And to me, it would have been reasonable to me for him to deduce based on the horrificness of the date that it was never going to happen again.
But why was it
But
bad for
he-
you?
Girl, he premised by saying, like, I'm really uncomfortable that we're even going out at this time of day because I usually just take girls out for coffee because I feel like they use me for dinner. And I'm like,
Ew.
Oh God.
Jesus.
Usually I take
So you're
girls
one
out
of
for
them.
coffee.
Here we
I'm
are.
like, you're gross.
so I'm like, oh, so you're one of those. Okay. And so then he was like, well, I'm not going to eat. And I was just like, okay, well, I'm going to eat because I'm fucking hungry. And you don't have to pay for it. Don't fucking worry. Like, I
Right.
brought my wallet. He didn't drink. He didn't eat. So I ate by myself.
So what did he
had
do?
a drink.
Water and
Just
table
drink
bread?
water?
Yeah, he drank water.
And he asked you questions.
Yeah. And told me. No, actually, he didn't ask me a lot of questions about myself. He pretty much talked about himself the whole time.
Ew.
He's works from home. He's a stock guy, a stock market guy or whatever, like plays the stocks, whatever. the
I
fuck
don't
ever.
understand if he was that perturbed about not going on a coffee date. Why would you go on the date in the first place?
Why would I?
No, why would he? Like, if that was not,
Yeah.
if
'Cause
you
he
were
was
so
interested.
annoyed by it, why would
was
you
interested.
go?
So I can tell you from all of that, what his perception was is like, wow, this pretty girl is still going to go out with me even after I said that. Cool. Oh, she paid for her own stuff. Cool. Oh, she listened to me. Cool. That's a second date.
Yeah. Maybe. But it was weird.
That's
but like
somebody else's perception. Like
I mean,
that's it.
like he asked me out on a date during dinner time. You know what I mean? It was like, so you take girls for coffee at 7:30. Like it was just weird. It was weird. It all unfolded very quickly. The whole me figuring out he wasn't going to eat or didn't want to pay or drink. I was just like,
you be listening
and
to
then
Kevin
just
Samuels.
like, yeah, talk to about himself the whole time.
Treat her real bad and see if she stays.
And I was just like, that date was horrible. That date was not good. That was not a good time. I was like, what on earth makes you think I want to see you again?
literally what I just said.
Yeah,
Wait,
That's what it is.
Yeah,
So-
that's right. Brittany.
the
broke it
guy
down.
that said this isn't going anywhere
So
romantically.
these are two different
Yeah.
conversations.
Oh,
these are
no,
two
the
different
guy
dates.
who like couldn't take the hint
Two
or
different
couldn't like,
people.
deduce.
Yeah, because the other guy
Mm-hmm.
gave the hint.
Yes.
It wasn't a hint. It was just flat
Hint,
out.
hint, I'm not that into you.
Don't like you.
Oh God! Like,
Not going anywhere.
just mid chew, like
I was like,
okay.
alrighty.
I'd be so
I
pissed.
understand.
So pissed. So,
I have a question
like, why do
for
you
you guys.
purposely make it this fucking awkward? Sorry, go ahead. Jesus.
All right, I got a question for y'all.
All right.
Bring it out.
Who said this?
Oh,
God.
Jesus. Did you just come up with a whole bunch of trivia?
No. But are you having fun?
Like that's a lie.
Who said this? Opting for pets over children is selfish and takes away our humanity.
Biden. Some
Off-
old white guy.
Wait, say it again because I feel like there was something.
I know. I just saw this on
Opting for
Instagram.
pets-
I'm trying to figure out who it
Opting
is.
for pets over children is selfish and takes away from our humanity.
Pope Francis.
What do you mean?
Who is Pope Francis?
That is correct.
Thank you. Yes.
100 points to Brittany.
What do you mean? Like
He's-
choosing not to have children?
He's
Yes.
commenting on every. Remember how we had the one talk about how nobody's having kids anymore?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, we're the
This is the
destruction of
problem.
humanity because we're choosing pets over kids. And we're
I don't
like, yeah,
necessarily
'cause we're poor.
think he understands. Like, this is a...
Because we're poor.
Right. Case in point, like, you clearly don't
Oh,
understand the struggle that young people are up against, even though it looks like we're thriving and living our best lives. Like,
We broke.
we are under a mountain of debt.
Yeah.
And
Right.
we're not going to fucking sit here and we're smart.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to sit here and fucking make choices to go out and make a big old fucking Catholic family and just forego birth control and
Right.
like fucking get fucked all over the place. No.
Right.
So what kills me is that like the Pope is this white 90-year-old man that does not go into communities. He's like, put in a pedestal and
In a
put in the
castle.
Vatican, right?
Yeah.
So, but he's never had a relationship, right? Because he's not allowed to. He's never had sex. He's never
Right.
had children.
Right.
He's never had the struggles. The Catholic Church and the Vatican have billions of dollars.
Right.
So even though you're supposed to be living in poverty, you're never going to be without.
Right.
So you don't know what any of that feels like.
Yeah.
So to tell a whole world that you should be doing XYZ, I'm just like,
Also, everyone should not be having kids.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, that's
that's
true.
why, I mean, I don't know the full history behind China's like one child policy, but like, I'm sure that was part of it, overpopulation.
For sure.
I mean, they've had to reverse that policy
yeah,
because now they have too
went
many goddamn
all
old
the way.
people
Yeah.
and not enough young people to take care of them. But not every human being not every
Not
everyone should be
everybody
having
needs
kids.
to be a parent.
We
yeah.
we
We're
are
going to
already
run out of resources.
Yeah, we're already running out of resources. Global
Well,
warming's
and
a thing. This-
also not
planet's gonna
everybody
implode.
needs to be a parent. Not
Facts.
everybody
True.
needs to take care of a human.
facts.
That
There's lots
poor
of people
pet
that
that they
shouldn't be taking
get
care of
shouldn't
it.
even be. They
Right.
shouldn't even be a pet parent.
A
Right.
pet is, yeah, a lot of people shouldn't be a pet parent. But I feel like I got a pet to make sure I could keep something alive for an extended period
Get
of
a
time.
plant.
Like,
Right.
right, you get a plant, you get a pet, you make sure you can do
No,
it.
just a
But financially, that's also a thing. Like, I'm not going to bring somebody in this world that if I don't feel 100% comfortable with my situation.
Which
And
I
then
don't
even
know
then-
if that's possible to happen.
And
Yeah.
even then, like, it's still a huge responsibility.
Yeah.
So
It
mind your own
requires a
goddamn
lot
business.
of selflessness.
Facts.
Honestly,
I ain't got it.
being a parent,
I ain't
or
got it.
like,
So do you agree with the Pope?
no, I'm
It's
saying
selfish.
no. I'm just saying a lot of people. I've made a nice home like lifestyle for myself by myself, and I'm content by myself to the extent that whether it's a child, I mean, I was even worried about getting a dog. Like, how is this gonna disrupt how
Your
I
shit. Yeah.
yeah, like the
Yeah.
life I've made for myself.
Right.
Like, to invite another human being, whether it's an adult or a child, into that shit is like I wanna think about it.
Yeah.
Like, at least an adult would have another stream of income, ideally. But
Right. Hopefully.
but yeah, like, it's just so crazy that people just expect, like, well, why don't you have kids yet? Like, that question is just so, people are so comfortable in asking that.
Well, it's, I mean, it's not crazy when you look at the kind of who's asking that question. I mean, because back in their day, like, it wasn't so crazy. I mean, that was literally just the way of life. Like, you know, graduated from high school, you may have went to college, but maybe not. You got married early as fuck. You know, and you had kids. That was
that's what
it.
you're
Like,
supposed to
that was like what life meant. And like, aside from the fact that we're all broke as fuck and drowning in debt, life is also means more than that. Like, and I think younger generations are definitely starting to discover that and like finding fulfillment and value in travel and like just lots of things that
Experiences.
you are, it's more challenging to do if you have children.
Yeah.
Right.
Certainly not impossible, but just more challenging. And like, I'm with you, Lilo. Like, the level of selfishness I have, I mean, it scares me because I'm like, am I
Yeah.
ever gonna be ready to have a kid? Like, am I ever gonna be ready to give up what I would need to give up?
I think we're all capable.
Yeah,
Sure.
But it's like,
For-
I just
I
don't know what
can.
to.
Don't- yeah.
definitely capable. It's a matter of
Period.
wanting to.
Yeah.
But
And
going back
that's your choice.
going back to what he said though, he said that it's selfish to not do that. I'm like, but it's selfish to do that.
Why don't you
be,
go
yeah.
have some
Like,
kids?
Well, first of all, he can't. But
So shut up about it.
right.
The people,
Right.
children.
but like, I think it's selfish to do that just because of what people quote unquote expect you to do. So now you're creating this life. Like, this motherfucker didn't ask to be here. I'd be pissed too. Like, I didn't ask to be here if you didn't want me.
That's the problem.
Like,
I think that's such
Right.
a traditional way of thinking, though. Like, as far as expectations, right? Like, I'm going to do this because I'm expected to. I'm going to go to
Yeah, that's what
college
a
because I'm
that's what a
expected
lot
to.
of
I'm
it
going to
is.
get married because I'm expected to. I'm going to have children because I'm expected to. And I think that as we go on, the younger generations are starting to be like, fuck your expectations. Like, what do
Yeah.
I expect of myself? What do I want for myself?
mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, you're seeing maybe less people having children or whatever the case may be. But I just think that that is tradition trying to continue to perpetuate itself and like trying to hang on by a thread as maybe people kind of start to think for themselves, and instead of doing what your parents want you to do, you do something for yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. People, there's always gonna be people that want to hold on to those like good old fashioned family values.
And that's like the issue with technology and just the access that we have to information, and being able to see what everybody else is doing and constantly be improving and making your lifestyle more efficient. Like, okay, I have all this extra time. Am I going to focus it on myself and my career, or like, you know, what I want to do? Or am I going to be like, oh, I have to like follow this tradition and settle down and have a family? Or just like, that doesn't make sense for me.
Yeah.
Well, and I would also argue that you can't, if you don't spend the time focusing on yourself and having that mindset, like it could be selfish, okay, or I'm trying to be the best person that I can be for myself so that I can be the best person
Right.
for the world,
Yeah.
whatever the best version of myself for the entire world. So then I can share my gifts, which, you know, I don't know.
I think that mindset also comes from the way that we were raised and like seeing our parents. And I think we've already talked about this in a previous episode, but like understanding like the parenting style and the situation that you were in as a child, and like just being like, oh, I'm not trying to give that to nobody. So let me make sure I'm in a really good fucking place before I like make that choice, you know, to have a child.
Yeah. I mean, I also was, I think it was like, I grew up in a 2-parent household, and my parents were married years before they had me. And they, or at least my dad definitely drove it home that like having a baby outside of that commitment would just be not a good move. And I've definitely like kept that in my head. So like, that's another part of it too. Like people aren't even getting married as much or committing to each other as much. And it's just like, at this point, I feel like babies just be happening. They're just a thing that happens. Like, and people are just like, okay, well, fuck, I don't want to get an abortion, or I love the person that I'm pregnant with, so I hope that it works, or I think it will work, especially now that we're going to have a baby. And then they're just like, well, let's have the baby. You know, I feel like, so I just feel like babies be happening.
Babies just be happening.
Babies just be happening, man. But for me, I'm like, definitely part of the reason why I haven't had a kid yet. Like,
Right.
because
I'm not trying to have a baby just be happening, okay?
right.
Like, because no, I mean,
want
that's
my
not
baby to just
fun.
be happening.
That's not
It's
fun.
not. It's not stressful.
It's very stressful.
Stress.
So,
I'll keep my dog. Keep cozy.
Yeah, but yeah, me and my Cleopatra, we
tight.
tight, and I can take care of her.
Right.
$50 every 10 weeks for the
Man,
dog.
it makes you feel real good. You're like, I'm taking care of my
Right.
dog, my puppy
Carissa.
child.
Like, I'm going to work now so you can get all the treats you want.
Yeah,
I've kept this thing alive for 5 years now.
I feel like
great.
that's the only reason I feel like semi-comfortable like entertaining the idea of having one child is because I know that I can take care of Ava.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the only way you will know how, like, or if you can or are capable of taking care of a human being that depends on you 100%
Is by doing
like
it.
by
Yeah.
doing it.
I'm glad you've had practice.
So I'm like, okay, I can do this. I
You're-
could do
you're
this if I wanted
yeah,
to.
you have a good level of confidence now. Yeah. That
I
must be
do think
nice.
it's a natural, like, I wish April were here for this conversation just to balance it out a little
Well, I think
bit.
you just figure it out.
I think it's natural for a woman to like not be sure, or there's never like I'm ready time. And I think babies been just be happening
Yeah.
for a while,
For sure.
like or forever. I just think they like masked it as being okay with marriage, but like
That's what shotgun marriage
that
is for.
shit.
That is true, because a lot of times they would just be like, okay, we got to get married now.
Yep.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
We don't have to do that
Oh,
anymore.
The happy couple.
Or like we know we're going to have sex, like we want to have sex, so like I guess like you want to get married so that if shit happens, like we look good,
Right.
like
Oh, that's
Yeah.
fucking crazy.
Or do you want to get
That's some
married
old-
so
that's
we
some
can
olden
have
days.
sex?
That's some olden days.
Yeah, that's some olden
That's
days.
some olden days. Okay,
Sorry,
what would y'all
poop.
do?
It ain't like that no more. Poop.
Ooh, I like it. What would you
Poop.
do?
Francis.
The Pope.
Oh, Pope. Oh,
We're not
gonna
going
talk
back
about
to
poop
poop
again.
We're
talk.
not talking about poop again.
Poop Francis.
No more shit talk.
Okay, what would y'all do if your boyfriend removed all of your male friends from your Facebook profile while you were sleeping?
I would break up with him. Not because my male friends are gone off of my Facebook. Why the fuck are you touching my phone while I'm sleeping?
Maybe it was, yeah.
Why the fuck
Why
are
the
you
fuck are
invading
you-
my privacy?
Presumably it was through her phone, but it could have also just been
Why the fuck? Okay.
he accessed her shit.
Why are
but
the
he
fuck
was
are you
accessing her
accessing my
profile.
shit?
Yeah.
Period. Because there's an underlying issue there. It has
Oh, for
nothing
sure.
to do with my Facebook because it's Facebook. Calm down. Like,
Yeah.
it's a you problem.
Right.
And you couldn't even speak to me about your you problem. So you need
You
to
went
go
behind
figure
my
that shit
back.
out.
Yeah, there was this woman on IG. She went viral. She was made like a TikToker video or whatever, and she was just explaining that like she was just noticing like her friends going down, and then she was just like, "Wait, there's like no dude friends anymore."
Or it's just
And then,
streams of
like-
women. Women stream.
And yeah, I guess her boyfriend was removing all her male friends. I just think it's like so fucking
That's
stupid.
so silly.
Like I would be looking
Yeah.
at you like you're lame.
That's
How old are
corny.
you?
That's
How old are
corny
these
AF.
folks?
Yeah. Like how old?
Yeah.
Like I mean, gosh,
Adults?
I'm bad at
Old enough to
Definitely-
be
yeah,
on
definitely
Facebook.
adults.
Yeah.
I mean, if I could guess, maybe in 20s.
I mean,
she was
Facebook
in
is dated too.
her 20s.
but
Red
you could be like
flags.
13 and get Facebook.
Major
I know,
red
but
flag.
13-year-olds aren't on Facebook. They're on TikTok.
You don't know that. Are you 13?
13-year-olds are probably definitely on it. I mean, yeah, I would just be like, you're so fucking lame for that. Like, and then you're in my shit, like, which is just a violation of trust. Like,
And then my whole thing is, and now your account looks like a fucking bot because like
yeah, you have
just
only
nothing,
female
only
followers.
women. Like that's fucking weird.
Lame.
So weird.
Don't do that, guys. Or girls. Don't do that. That's whack.
That's why I try to figure out if people are a real person.
Right.
or
Like
not.
if I don't want you to, if I feel insecure about you being on a certain type of social media, I'll just delete your whole account. Like what's the point of deleting all the women? Like that takes way too long. Like I'm going to just delete your account.
Lana is professional crazy, not
Right.
this bullshit.
I'm
like,
not gonna waste my
half-ass.
time.
Not
Like
this
if I'm gonna
amateur
do it, I'm
crazy.
gonna do it.
Right.
Like, and I'm also gonna be a fucking efficient about it. Delete.
Exactly.
Because I get distracted and can't focus on the
Right.
task.
So I'm
Right.
gonna just delete
Let me
it
get
all
it done.
and
Hurry
move
up
on.
and get this task over with.
Like, oh my god, what happened to my Facebook? What do you mean, honey? I have no idea.
Because then I'm going to be like, who is Joey? Why does he always be hitting you up? Yeah, everybody's got
Ain't nobody need that stress. Just delete the whole thing. It's an effective
Oh
approach.
my.
Cheers to that.
Super effective.
Speaking of phones, did you see
God.
that
Oh, okay.
Janae Aiko, her post that said, don't date a girl. It was a message to guys, I'm presuming. Don't date a girl until you can hand her your phone without freaking out. How weird. Do you guys think
Why
that's
does that
weird?
make you scrunch your face?
Because I don't like that.
What part?
That met, like, what are you trying to say? First of all, I don't like, are you just, I guess I just want to clarify what the message is. Is
Okay.
she saying like, let's just hypothetically, I'm like, hey babe, can I check the weather really quick on your phone? Like, I don't have my phone on me. And he's okay handing you, unlocking his phone and handing it to you so you can check the weather. Is that what she's talking about? Or is she literally talking about a woman like, let me see your phone.
Okay.
Let me go through your messages.
I
Let me see your
understand
phone.
the
You know what I mean?
scrunch
And
face
he's
then.
just like, okay, here. Like, one, I'm not trying to be in a position to be like, let me see your phone.
Yeah.
Let me see all the blah, 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 blah. And are you really trying to go through that with your partner? So I'm confused about what message she was trying to
the
like.
way I understand the scrunch face then. The way I heard it was just like, don't like be so honest with the person that you're presenting to the person that no matter what it is, you can hand them the phone. But I wasn't thinking she was saying, let me go through your phone. Like that negativity wasn't what I was thinking. Like, cause I feel like if anybody's saying, let me go through your phone, I feel like it's toxic no matter what's in the phone.
Yeah.
Like there's an issue that needs to be discussed.
There's a trust issue.
So I wasn't thinking
yeah,
it being in that kind of way, I guess. I was thinking more of the weather.
the weather way.
Yeah.
Or just like being able to like have your phone like
Yeah,
unlocked
just
or
like
something.
yeah,
yeah.
laying.
Yeah.
I mean,
like this.
When's the last time you had a phone and not have a passcode?
I've literally, I mean,
I think
ever
Apple
since I
makes
worked
you
at
put
the
a
firm,
passcode.
I've
No,
had
they
to
don't.
put a passcode on my
Nope.
shit because
No.
of the
If you have like
security
work shit
controls or
on it,
whatever.
the way
Yeah.
the work profile might be, it would
Required.
then require it. Yeah.
That's what happened with my phone. Like I can't not have one on there because of work. I would honestly rather not have one on there. It's fucking annoying.
Especially
Having
with
to
a
open my
mask.
phone like,
Mm.
come on, face.
Mm.
And then it's like now I gotta put like 50.
Is the face technology that antiquated that it doesn't capture your face?
Mine didn't just capture right then.
It's because
well,
the microphone.
No, it's not going.
Make sure you do this.
because you were. Yeah.
That particular
Is
face,
that how you
please.
said it?
Yes.
All right.
If we're putting this shit on YouTube, I need you to zoom in on her facial expressions, please.
Take a
Do
still
Indian
shot.
first. You did the same thing. You just can't see her.
Oh
profile.
gosh. No, it's honestly been years since I've had like a phone issue, which I'm so grateful for because that shit is whack as hell.
A phone issue in a relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah. That shit is, but
So whack.
I hold tight to. I learned this when I was a youngin' in the game. That
youngin' in
if
the
you don't
game.
pay for this shit, you don't touch this shit.
Ooh.
Facts.
Do you pay these bills?
You don't pay the bill, so you
Listen.
don't. And I don't mean that like I'm not.
I'm on Lilo's plan.
Well, there you
I
go.
hate you.
Don't touch my goddamn it.
This ain't even in your name.
Right, but like they could sneak
to
and
watch
do
them.
it. That's usually how people do it. People are rarely so bold as to say, "Give me your phone, let me go through it." Like usually they're going behind your back, so like you don't know if they're
No,
going
but
through your
I
shit.
mean, I had again. I was a youngin, but I had a dude. You know, like you wake up from a nice slumber and he's just salty.
Yes.
Sitting there looking at
Oh,
you. I'm like,
hell.
what the fuck is the problem now?
Oh God.
And like he hands you the phone.
Oh, God.
And like I just straight up would have an attitude like you're
God.
mad because of your own actions. You chose to go through that shit. You don't pay the shit. Like
That's how I feel when I
you
get.
should have had a fucking conversation with me.
That's
We
the
coulda
same
talked.
feeling that I have when I get pulled over for speeding. I'm like, you don't pay for my
Yes.
fucking car. What? Like, nobody told you to fucking clock my fucking speed.
That's not
Everything
That's
is
not
how
how
that
the
works.
same thing. It's not how that
I mean,
works,
but
no.
it's the same. Like, why the fuck?
No, it's really not the
Is
same.
it the
at all.
same? Is it the same? If you're looking something, you're gonna find it. If you're looking for a speeder,
Right?
you're
You
gonna
don't
find
find
me.
somebody's
Yeah.
speed.
I mean, I
But
guess
they
that makes
do.
sense.
They do be finding it. Like they gonna make it if they don't
Oh
find
my
it.
I have
god!
the same attitude. Like, why the?
Like, if you
feel
feel like you have to look for something, do you really want to find what you're looking for?
That was another thing I learned. Don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer to.
Some people like the drama. Yeah,
Damn.
my last incident, I was woken up at like 3:00 in the morning.
Ugh.
I was like, what? What is going on?
Must be an
Actually,
emergency.
no. It was actually even weirder than that, y'all. I wasn't woken up because he was mad. I was woken up and he tried to have sex with me.
Oh, okay.
Like, and it was like 3:00 in the morning, and I'm like, bro, I was dead asleep.
You're
Like,
like,
this is weird. I'm like, this is weird.
He's like, hey, girl.
Yeah, he's like trying to get it on, and I was like, wait, what the fuck? Like, and then when I wasn't into it because I was dead asleep, and this is weird. He was
Okay,
like,
what just turned you on?
then he got mad, and he was like, oh well, blah 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 blah, and I was just like, so the sex part was what? Like you trying to
yeah.
assert some
Dominance
control,
or-
like
Mhm.
knowing
Yeah,
that you
that's
still
fucking
had,
weird.
like, I was disturbed.
It's super like insecurity.
It's more
The sex
than
thing
that.
like took it over the edge. Like,
yeah.
if you had just woke me up and been mad, like, bitch, I went through your phone. Well, maybe not call me a bitch, but like, I went through your phone.
Maybe that's
I'm
a
mad at you.
rephrase.
It's like,
Oh.
let me level it down. I'm mad at you. Blah blah blah. Like, okay, but the
yeah, that's fucking
sexual
weird.
preamble, I was
That's
like,
fucking
what the fuck is
weird.
going on?
Not the sexual preamble.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
mad.
that
it was mad
is weird
inappropriate.
because like where's your mind, like what's your mental thought process behind You're pissed.
Total
pissed.
domination.
Why are you
I was
trying
gonna
to like?
What?
Yeah, it felt.
Fuck her and then be mad.
No,
This could be your last chance.
Oh my
yeah,
god.
it was like
Right.
it was like a
It's like,
weird
get one
domination.
before
thing.
It
you
definitely
go.
was a
Yes.
domination thing. Like he felt a certain type of way, and he felt this was going to be the way that he dominated you, and that's fucking weird.
Yeah.
I think that's a red flag.
that's why you gotta just
Major
knock
red
them
flag.
It's like maybe.
And there was lots of red flags
You don't say.
because I didn't even realize that night that it was that he had gone through my phone. And by the way, he didn't find in my phone that I was talking to any other guys. He
Yeah.
found messages between me and my friends talking about how I felt about him and just expressing a little bit of doubt. I wasn't mean. I was
Yeah.
just like, I'm not sure where this is going.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about him. Like, these are my feelings. So like, it wasn't I was doing anything like sneaky.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, he didn't even
That's
tell
so
me
weird.
that night about the phone. Like, I didn't realize until probably a week or so later, because after that I was like, I feel weird towards you now.
Yeah.
Like, you woke me up in the middle of the night, tried to have sex with me.
This
When I
whole
said
thing's
no,
weird,
now
I'm
you're
uncomfortable.
giving me attitude. I don't know
Yeah.
why, because he wasn't telling me why. And then like, I finally got it out of him that he had gone through my phone and seen what he had seen, and like, but there was other issues, y'all. Like there was other issues, y'all.
You don't say.
He
Sounds like he was a little unstable.
he was quite the shaky grounds.
I'm done.
Like a chihuahua. Like a chihuahua.
Shaking your boots. Yeah,
I hate
I mean,
those.
he went through to a sex therapist over me
Lord.
because like, you know, he couldn't keep it
What?
hard. I was like, he thought he had like an issue, so he was like, I went to a sex therapist about my issue, and like he was like talking to his mom about his issue,
His
like
sex
dick
issue?
issue. Yeah,
Okay.
it was too much. He called his mom baby. I was like, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of.
Oh,
It was-
shaky arms.
Ooh,
Shaky
did you
arms,
see that
yes.
thing?
Honey,
Go ahead
girl,
on, Raylan. Go ahead
you
on.
talking about
Jim Jones?
Yeah,
Oh,
Oh
Lord.
god, yeah.
Go ahead on. What's going on with Jim?
Wait,
Jones?
it said his mama taught him how to tongue kiss.
Yeah, so
He did say that.
He said that.
He
You
said
know,
that.
because
On a
I just read the
podcast, yeah.
headline. I didn't.
He said it on a podcast, but this is the con. He did
Okay.
say that. He said
Because I didn't even. I scrolled past it like that's bullshit. I
Yeah.
don't believe it.
He was on a podcast and he was like, "Yeah, my mom taught me a lot of things about sex when I was young." Blah blah blah. And they're like, "Oh, really? Like, what kind of things did she tell you?" And he was like, "She taught me everything. I mean, she was like, my mom taught me how to tongue kiss." Or how to kiss, and they were like, "Oh, really?" And he was like, "Yeah, I had a tongue kiss." And they were like, "What do you mean she taught you?" And he's like, she showed me, like, with her mouth. She showed me how to tongue kiss. And people were like, "Wait, she kissed you?" And he was like, "Man, that's my mom." That's all he said. He didn't say no, but he was like, "Man, that's my mom. Like, that question is stupid. Like,
Yeah.
it's my mom." So
But
then
that's
he went on to
not
say,
the
like,
answer.
"I love my mom so much, blah, blah, blah." Well, they've both come out and clarified since then.
Yeah, they weren't
him
making
and
out.
his mom, that they were not making out with
Right.
each other, but they were in the same room, and she
And
was
she
like,
showed him on another.
This is how.
"No, not
On a pillow?
I think she just showed like opened her mouth and like moved her tongue
Yeah.
around and stuff."
Yeah, I knew that shit
But
was
it's
a lie.
still a little odd.
It's still
Like,
a little
I'm
odd.
probably not gonna do that
No.
with my
No.
son. Like, son, come here. I'm
This
gonna
is
teach you
how-
Sorry, I didn't mean to grab your titty.
Definitely grabbed my titty, and I was like, okay, this is
little
getting
frisky in
interesting.
here.
I was
My
like,
bad.
okay, where are we going with it?
What are you gonna show me? Idiot?
Where are we going?
No. So, which I think is still a little odd. But then he kind of went on and he was like, "Listen, y'all had to understand. Like, my mom was 17 when she had me.
I
Like,
was
she
about to
young as
say,
fuck. She
like-
was a baby. Like, you
Oh, she
know.
was
And
definitely.
some
a
She
baby.
was discovering her sexuality when.
trying to raise you.
Right. So.
Yeah,
And
I
that
get it.
can stunt your growth, I think, like having a child at a very, very young age. Like, because that's when your life, like everything, you're now responsible for another human being without fully knowing how to be responsible for yourself and to mature yourself. So, like, you're kind of like, okay, this is where I like flip that switch.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people forget the fact that as you're growing up, your parents are too.
Right.
At the same
Your
time,
parents are still humans.
Yeah, so like I feel like my life is not put together. I couldn't imagine
I'm a child.
having a full ass child right now, but that's what my mom did at this age. She had
Right.
me.
Right.
So I'm like, I would not be able to do that. And even more, like when you're 16 or 17 and you have a big kid, like you're literally still growing up trying to raise another kid. So yeah, the tongue kissing thing, that took me over the edge.
I know.
I read the headline and I was like, what?
Yeah.
It was
Thank you
definitely
for
a attention
clarifying,
grabber.
because I was completely convinced that they were making out.
I was not convinced. That would never happen. It's Jim Jones.
What does that have to
What
do
is that
anything?
Is that the guy?
No, that's Joe Budden.
Jim Jones is the one that always has them fuzzy braids.
Jim Jones killed a bunch of people with some Kool-Aid.
Oh my gosh.
That's
What?
the South African Jim Jones, I think.
No, South
You
American.
guys.
Was it South American? Oh,
Guyana.
my bad.
Don't
Somebody.
drink the Kool-Aid.
What?
Oh, God.
Come on now.
One of the cults?
The cult thing.
You guys are my news source.
Oh,
Oh, this is
So-
fucking terrible.
this is history. History lesson.
It's a real thing.
There was a guy who like cultivated a cult down in this country,
Cultivated a
Guyana,
cult.
I see what you did there.
and he like brought a lot of minorities and people from like all across the U.S. flew them down. They lived in this
Compound
yes.
situation.
Compound.
Yes,
yeah.
yes, yes.
and then they were, you know, the feds was about to bust him up, and then like the couple days before, like everybody like kind of came in, he had like shot a senator or something like that flew down to like handle the situation. That guy got popped like right as he was like trying to fly off the runway in this little like small country in South America. And then so the feds was like coming in, and then that night he like gave everybody this like cyanide Kool-Aid, children,
Yeah.
babies, like moms, dads,
Everybody.
Everybody.
majority of people, I would say. Like not every single person. There are people that live to tell like the story, but the feds came in the middle of the night to like raid, and they like started like, you know, enclosing it on this compound and started tripping over things, but everything was like pitch black.
Oh no.
And so like they figured out soon with like flashlights that like we're
was
tripping over
bodies.
bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
These
they've
people
probably
are-
been dead for a while if they didn't have any heat.
And it was, yeah, it's like
Mm.
close to the equator, so it's pretty hot there anyway. So they're bloated as fuck and like decomposing by the time they got there.
Oh my God.
So anyway,
Not that
That's your
Jim
world
Jones.
history.
Not that Jim
Not that
Jones.
Jim Jones. The one from the Bronx, not that guy.
Oh my
Or wherever the fuck he's
gosh.
from. I don't know.
It's too much.
It's really unfortunate that this is your source of news and history.
I know. I'm gonna
You
go
don't
to
listen
work.
like in a car. You don't listen to like anything. You listen to music.
NPR,
Music.
nothing. I mean, if you checked an email, you
early
might learn some
2000s,
music
things.
only.
that's it.
If she checked an email or two, maybe
Early
she learned some
2000s
things.
rap and hip hop.
Yeah.
Please.
I mean, it's more. It might be more than that. But if it's past 2011, I ain't heard of you. Not really. But yeah, I only listen to music.
Right, I was like, that's a lie. When did Back of Your Butt come out?
I think
That
it was
was
before
2007.
2011. Yeah, that was in high. We were in high school.
Maybe prior.
Oh,
to
so you
that.
said after 2011? Yeah, I heard you.
before that, or yeah, after
Gotcha.
that. No, I just feel like there is mental fatigue and information overload, and especially like if you work in a job where you're talking to people all day, like I don't want to hear people. I don't want to hear people talking. I don't want to hear information. I just want to hear something that makes me feel good. And so I find whatever music it is that day or that moment that I can vibe to.
When I used to have bad days at Staff Mark,
Oh God.
I would listen to classical
All of
music on
them?
the way home. Like I didn't want to hear a
Yes.
voice. I couldn't even listen to NPR. I was like, I don't want to hear a fucking person talking. And I want to like just
Facts.
download my brain.
Also, the news doesn't seem like gossipy to you guys. Like some of the shit on there, I'm like, it's
It's
not.
too much.
This is not information I need to know to keep myself safe or look out for it. Like it.
Or sometimes, like, even if it is information that might keep you safe or might inform you, it's still sometimes too much to ingest because
Yeah.
you're like, I cannot be worried about all of this.
Right.
Like, I am going to freak out.
Yeah.
Or it just diminishes your like belief in humanity a little. You're like, damn, there's some evil motherfuckers
Yeah.
out there. Or like, you know, they tell you about a story about how it's cost $10 billion to send that damn telescope out 1 million miles from Earth to see the history of the galaxy. Have y'all heard about that shit?
No.
And then you're thinking like $10 billion, $10 billion.
And I'm still
Really?
paying my student loans.
Really?
Right.
And so it just pisses you off.
It
So
just
I
pisses you
get
off.
it, Leela. Sometimes I wish, unfortunately, I haven't found it in myself to cut it off, but I wish sometimes that I could just be like, ugh, I'm not going
I mean,
to ingest any of this.
and it's not.
But-
I know it's not necessarily a good thing to be so detached and disconnected, but that's why I got my friends.
We'll fill you in.
Thanks,
Yeah,
guys.
I think that was 80s, so
Back to Jim Jones.
history.
I remember.
It definitely wasn't recent.
Ladies,
Wow.
season 3, kickoff.
It's a new beginning.
It's gonna
Welcome
be a
to
big year,
2023.
guys. But yeah, thanks for listening. Hopefully when all this variant stuff calms down, we can have a nice
God.
event. But you know,
Until then,
we'll
Somebody tell
Tune in.
Marion to go home somewhere.
there's a new one out there now. Which one?
Slow rider.
Look right